Hi everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo playthrough of Comic Hunters. I was able to get this game off of Noble Knight Games, who is sponsoring this video. This game is for 1 to 4 players, and I am doing a solo playthrough of it. So I think I did just about all of the setup. We're going to go through a whole schedule of things to build our comic book collection. We are going to go up against Jarvis, who will be building their own collection throughout this game. Just some things to point out. We have all of the heroes already in this kind of hero tracker. Iron Man here, Captain America, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Black Widow. Then we have this track for our secret stash, and we are both starting at 15. My color will be green, Jarvis will be orange. We also have additional trackers here for the highlights. We have like the number 1, the first, and the special edition highlights, which we will be gaining points as well throughout the game. Here we just have a visual of kind of all the different locations we'll be going throughout this game. We have the store, the flea market, the auction site, and the convention. We have 3 different decks, and they refer to them as grouped in ages. So there's going to be age 1, 2, and 3. I have a separate deck that is going to be used in the convention. So basically, I drew 6 ones, 10 twos, and 10 threes, shuffled them up, and they're going to be in this special deck over here. So I think we're just going to dive right in. I am going to be depending on this rule book to tell me what I'm going to do for each of these items on the schedule. Because there is just a little bit of some differences. This does give you an idea of what to do, mostly for multiplayer. It's mostly the same for solo too. But yeah, there are some indications here of what you might do for each of those scheduled items. So the first thing we'll do is the store. So the store requires us to do to draw 3 cards from the Comic Hunter. So go ahead and do that. 3 cards. And then out of these 3 cards, we decide to keep 2 and give 1 that we don't choose to Jarvis. So looking at my hand, we have Hulk, Black Widow, and Doctor Strange. I think I'm gonna keep the Hulk and the doesn't really matter which one. I'll give Jarvis the Black Widow, keeping these 2 for myself, and then we'll do that one more time at the store. Ooh, okay. I'm definitely keeping the 2 Doctor Stranges and then giving the Captain America to Jarvis. Next, we'll go to the flea market. So the flea market is interesting. I have to decide between 2 actions, and I always start in this flea market section. This is going to be using deck 2, and I get to draw a card and decide to put it in one of 3 rows. And after I decide to do that, Jarvis will get to do the same thing, and they're going to base which row they place it on off of the hero tracker. I am going to just lower the camera a little bit further down so I could have more space to place my cards. So Captain America is going to be, I decide row 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to place it on row 1. Jarvis's turn. Black Widow will be on row 3. And essentially, it's going to only allow 2 cards in the first row, 3 in the second, and 4 in the third row. At any time, I could choose not to draw a card and instead just buy a row. But right now, I think I'm going to keep going. Because if I buy a row, Jarvis will continue to fill the rest of the rows and take the largest row, which ideally probably would not be the last row. So let's hope for the best here. We have a Doctor Strange. I'm going to put it on the bottom here. The Jarvis. They're going to put it on the bottom as well. Keep going here. Another Doctor Strange. I'll put it here. Captain America, they'll put it here. So Captain America was on row 2 of the hero tracker, and that's kind of what I'm basing most of where the Jarvis's collection, Jarvis's turned on. So because it was on row 2, that's why I put it on row 2 here. So instead of drawing a card and placing it, I am going to purchase this row into my collection. So row 3 is completed. They can't add any more cards, but they're going to definitely add one more to the second row, and then they're going to take that row. All right. And this last card, I believe, will go into the convention deck. So go ahead and do that and immediately shuffle the convention deck. Okay. Oops. Okay. So now we're at the convention. And the convention is probably one of the most interesting parts about this one. I'm going to try my best to lay it out here so that we can see it well enough. Make some room. So we take the convention deck and put out 17 cards. And I have limited space, but like I said, I'll do my best. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we go down 5 as well. And I'm kind of just going to like layer it across. That's 4, 5. And do the same here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. And then 1 is going to be in the middle. But just keep in mind that this is going to be in the 3 row. Hopefully that makes sense. I can try my best to maybe lower the cards as much as I can. You just need to see some of the icons. Okay. And then now that deck is going to be put off to the side. I'm going to do a total of 4 turns. 2 of them will be a play turn, and 2 of them will be a discard turn. Jarvis doesn't actually do anything. I do all the decision making here. So in this convention, I get to move around one of the comics in the open spaces of this grid. And after that, I can declare a row or column that I'm going to take one specific superhero icon from. So I have to declare what it is and then take all of those cards from that row or column that matches it. So looking at my collection, I really want more Iron Man because I don't have any Iron Man yet. Iron Man would provide the most points if I got enough. So I'm only seeing one Iron Man, unfortunately. If I have Captain America or Hulk, I might want to do some of that. So maybe the Hulk could be the next best thing. And I'm actually seeing in this column 3 Hulks. So let's do that. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and add that to my collection. And then the discard, I get to choose basically a row or a column and discard all of a certain type of hero. And it goes into the convention deck, I believe. So it says the discard turn, the player follows the same rules as above, but these cards will be added to the convention deck, which is reshuffled later. So I'm going to have this 4th card move kind of all the way this way and then down because there would have been all these gaps. It was card number 4, and I'll say all the Spider-Man will go back into the convention deck. Okay. And then back to me. Trying to see here. I will move this way and move this up to the second row and say Captain America. Okay, Captain America. There's row 2, there's row 3. And then next, go ahead and do the final turn of this convention, which will be moving this up and saying Doctor Strange. So these will go into the convention deck. And now all the cards that's left in this convention grid will go into Jarvis's collection. All right. Now I will shuffle this convention deck thoroughly. And it definitely got a lot smaller, but you still will need to shuffle. All right. So just take a quick look. Let me organize this a little bit. Like that. Hulk. Okay. We have quite a bit Hulk, and definitely a lot of Doctor Strange, which is pretty good, I guess. Would have been nice to have Iron Man, but that's okay. Now it's Assemble Collection. So Assemble Collection, there isn't really a section here that tells you what to do for that. So you will have to kind of look at what your rulebook says, which is not in the solo mode section. You will have to go back into page 11 of the rulebook. All right, so assemble your collection. Players put cards from their hands down on the table, starting comic book collections for a certain hero, or adding comics to existing collections. And then you have to pay the market value of each placed down card. It is also possible to rearrange comic books from one collection to another at this stage. Lastly, players check the highlights of the comic book cards they have just placed and update their respective tokens on the relevant highlight tracks. Players can complete this stage altogether or simultaneously, I guess, or you can take turns. All right, so starting a collection, each collection is built around the comics of a specific hero. To start a collection, you have to place down 2 or more comic book cards with the same hero icon, and then you have to pay market value for those cards. Okay. However, collections with just 2 do not count for varied collection scores or for the collection size of a specific hero. So you need at least 3 or more. So remember, even if a card has the icon of 2 heroes, the card will only be part of one hero's collection. You can start and maintain multiple collections in your gaming area as long as each collection of your comic books feature a different hero. Okay, so you can't have 2 collections for the same hero. And you also can't start or maintain a collection for an excluded hero, which would be impossible. Okay. So the aim of expanding a comic book collection is to make it more valuable and earn more victory points. After all, only collections with 3 comic book cards will score at the end of the game. Okay, if you already have a collection for a particular hero in your gaming area, you can expand this collection at this stage by placing down new comic book cards that have the same hero icon as the existing collection. All right, you must pay the market value of any comic book cards you place down at this stage, whether beginning or expanding a collection. The market value of a comic book is the same as the number shown on the back of the card and underneath the highlight icons. For example, a modern age card is worth 2 points on the Comic Hunters market. Okay. And then to pay for the cards placed down, you must discard cards from your hand that add up to enough market value to match or exceed the market value. To pay for your new Captain America collection with a total market value of 4, 1 plus 1 plus 2, you discard 2 cards that add up to the same value. Okay. They're added to the convention deck. You can keep a maximum of 2 cards in your hand from one round to the next. Any surplus will be added to the convention deck, which will be reshuffled. Okay. And you can also rearrange. Good to know. But it has to have the one, a hero icon of the one you're moving it to. And then you finally update highlights. So you check whether the comic book cards you just added to your collections contain any of the highlight icons of the 3 tracks. For each icon that corresponds to a track, advance your token on this track. Okay. So you advance it based on the market value. Interesting. Okay. And then end of the round, you move the token down a space. Okay. And then in terms of Jarvis, they can start a collection with only 1 comic book card. The comic book cards acquired by Jarvis go straight to his collection. And the tokens should be updated as soon as this happens. The cards received by Jarvis must be placed on the table next to the board. So we always know what Jarvis is collecting and doing. Oh, okay. So I should be updating their highlights actually as soon as that happens. So let's make sure we do that. I'll just sort them real quick by those highlights. So we have 2, 4, 5, 6 for the verses. Actually, verses is not one of the ones we have out. We have this special edition. So they're going to grab theirs for 1 point. And then they have 2, 4, 6 plus 3 for that. But this is actually not one on the list either. We have 1 first, and that's 3 for them. Okay. So now we are tracking that. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay, so the scoring, oops. Scoring will be, I think it will be a little confusing for me, but we'll give that a try. Okay, so as for us, we'll go ahead and assemble, and we have to make sure we can afford it with our card. So I think I definitely want to assemble as much as I can with the ones that have the icons. So let me just sort them a little bit. And I think this is the fun part of the game, where you try to sort your collection a little bit because it could take some time. So definitely these. So both of these have highlights that don't exist right now, but these do exist. So I think I'm definitely gonna do these. So 2, 3, 4. I need to discard things that will give me 4. I'll go ahead and do these two. Actually, I'll do these two for now. I'll discard that and they go into the convention deck, I believe. Yeah, so this is discarded. I'm keeping these in my collection. And then these two I do want to keep as well. So I'll discard this and this to keep both of these. But then I won't be able to start a collection with these because I don't have enough. So I need to get those back. 1, 2, 2. Hold up. So this is fine because they match. All the Hulk ones. Maybe I will need to keep these. 2, 4, 5. So 5. Sure, I'll do the 6. No, I should do the first one. Okay. So these will be my collection. I will need to discard a total of 5. And then a total of 4 for that. Okay, so 4. And then 5. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. 5. It's just these two. All right. And then these 3, I can decide to keep 2 in my hand. And I think I'm going to keep Captain America and this Doctor Strange. So these will be in my hand and these will be in my collection. Go ahead and do that. And then we'll update the highlights. So we have 1 first so far. And then for the diamonds, we have 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's what we'll do. And then these 2 cards are in our hands. And then I think that's all we do in terms of the collection. we'll shuffle up the convention deck. I mean, just double check that there's nothing special to be happening with the collection here. I don't think so. At least not for Jarvis. All right. So now we go back and do the store. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll keep 2. Again, we have these 2 in our hand, Captain America and Doctor Strange. And we might want to add more of these, which is Hulk and Doctor Strange. So I'm going to keep Hulk and the Amazing Spider-Man. And this one will go here. We don't have any specific highlights to add there. This will go into my hand. Do that one more time. Ooh, the number 1s. Yeah, I'll keep both of these and give the Incredible Hulk Jarvis. All right, so that was the store. Now it's the auction site. And so we are going to actually do this for the first time in the game. The auction site is where we draw 3 cards, 4 cards for the first row, and then 3 cards for the second row. And I get first picks to decide of what to do. A little cut off, but that's okay. If I want the top row, I'll need to pay 5 of my secret stash points. Otherwise, if I choose the lower of the 2, I pay 1. I think I will pay the 5 to choose the top and add that to my hand. So it's 2 Iron Man. Oh, nice. And a Hulk and a Spider-Man. And all of these actually have the highlights icon. So I'm glad I didn't give that to Jarvis. And they will spend 1 for the bottom row. And they actually will get just 1 increase on this. Sorry, 3 increase on the special edition. Because it's the age 3. Okay. So that was the auction website. And then we go to the convention again. So we'll draw 17 cards and do that kind of thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then this card will be in the middle. This will be row 3. Let me move this down. Keep forgetting. So now I have a little bit more breathing room. This is how I normally play my solo games. Like I kind of crunch myself up, but it makes sense to me and hopefully you can follow along. Put that convention deck there. All right, so 4 turns total. I will draw, I will be able to move things around and then declare if I want to take a certain hero. In this case, I will simply move this up to row 4 and say Hulk, I think. Or let me see what's under here. Yeah, I think I'll say go up here and say Hulk. And then I'll decide. I'll say Doctor Strange in this column. We'll go back into the convention deck. And Iron Man is nice to have. Let's see if there's any highlights that stick out. So I would want Hulk or Doctor Strange. I think I will choose to do, I would basically be moving this right, down, and to the right to row 4 and say Doctor Strange and take all 3 of these. And then the discard would be is row 3. I'm going to try to discard as much as I can. I guess I'll have Iron Man discarded. And then Jarvis will get the rest, which I don't love, but they will. And let's take a look and make sure the highlights are accounted for. All right, first versus, nope, number one. Okay, so they'll go up 2, 1, 2 for that. Go up 3 on this one for number 1. 1, 2, 3. And then this one, they're gonna go up just 1. Okay. All right, so their collection is huge. And then we go to assemble collection again. So our collection is here right now. We could decide to add. I'll add the ones I want to add to them underneath. Let me just sort these by hero. I don't have enough Iron Man. That's unfortunate, so I'm just gonna leave that out. We have a bunch of Hulks, which is good. Then we have a bunch of Doctor Stranges, which is good. As far as everything else, I won't be able to make a collection out of them. Okay. So under Hulk, we have these two I think I want to add for sure. And then these I want to add possibly 4. And let's see if we can afford that. So this would be 3, 4, 5, 6 total. So I would need to discard 2 to add. Okay. And then this would be 4 total. I would need to discard 4 for that. I have 2 left, which means I could potentially add more. Yeah, I'll add Doctor Strange, discarding that. And we have something here. Yeah, I think I'll add this and discard these 2. Okay. All right, so now we'll look at the highlights. We have 2 number 1s. Versus is nothing. We have a first, which is just 1. Then we have a special edition, which is 3. 1, 2, 3. And then for here, versus is nothing. We do have number 1, which is just going to be 1. We have first, which is just going to be 1 as well. And this one's going to be special edition for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have 2 pretty good collections going on. We did not end up keeping 2 cards in our hand this round. Okay. So flea market. This is the second time we're doing a flea market. I'll go ahead and start that off. This is going to use the second deck. All right. Actually, let me just remember to shuffle up the convention deck because that's important. I might not remember to do that later. All right. So here, Black Widow, I'm going to put it at the top. Jarvis. Black Widow's going on row 3. Get that view here. Another Black Widow. I'm going to put on row 2. I don't want somebody getting too many. Jarvis. Captain America, row 2. Iron Man. Ooh. I'm going to put that down here. Jarvis. Okay. Putting it up here. Row 1 is complete. And this is Hulk. I'm going to put that down here. And then this one's going to go here. And I'm going to say I'm going to get this last row. I don't know who plays solo and doesn't do that, but I'm going to grab these into my hand. And then they're going to just do one more draw. And then they're going to take these 3. Unfortunately, there's an Iron Man in here. These leftovers go into the convention deck. And they do have a bunch of highlights, unfortunately. So they get a total of 4 up this track. And they're tied with me at 10. And then this first, they get 3. 1, 2, 3, there's 7. All right, added to their little stash. All right, so flea market, now the auction site. So the auction site is going to be, I think it's going to be just the row of 4 and then a 3. Auction, yeah, so we'll do 2 lots, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna spend 5 and grab the top row. We're gonna spend 1 to grab the bottom row. Let's see what we got. Okay, a Spider-Man. We didn't need that, but we needed this one, which is good. But I can only use it in one collection, so I have to decide which one. Black Widow, Captain America. All right. Let's see what they ended up getting. Oh gosh, 3 Iron Mans. I definitely chose the wrong ones, and now they get 6 on the first edition track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness, that was a bad pick for me. But that's how it goes. All right, last convention, guys. Last convention. And then we'll assemble the collection after. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Oh my goodness. All right. Row 3, row 3. Okay. I think everything's visible. Okay, so the Iron Mans. I think I will take. I might be able to create a collection of those. So I'll take Iron Man. And then I'll say I'll say Black Widow and remove these into the convention deck. And then my second thing will be to move this up, move this right to the 3rd row, say Iron Man. And then what's remaining here that I don't want Jarvis to get? I'm gonna say don't want possibly not Captain America, but there's only one. Hulk maybe would be one I don't want them to get. Okay, so I'll move this over and say Hulk. And then they're going to get the rest. That's a lot. We're gonna these don't have any highlights they would get points for. Let's see. So for these they get 2. 1, 2. This they'll get 3. These are 3. And this one is 3. Wow, they almost reached the end of the track for first edition. All right, and lastly is assemble collection. So can we have a bunch of these in our collection? And this. So I think I'll probably want to focus on Iron Man and see if I can afford it. So let's see, total it would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do I have 13? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I think that works. 14. Okay. 14. And then, so these are added. So I'm gonna go up the track for the number 1, going up 2. Going up for number 1 again for 3. 1, 2, 3. this one is just first, and then it's going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's Iron Man collection. And then I could potentially add on to either of these, and it will be, I think it's Doctor. Oh, wait. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's going to be Doctor Strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because at least I get that. So I'll discard that for the 2 needed. And I would go up go up the special edition by 2. Okay. So those are my collections. So now it says, during the game, the comic book cards that go to Jarvis's collection must meet the criteria of higher value. Cards with 2 or more hero icons must go to the hero collection with the highest value. If the heroes present on the card, if the heroes present on the card have the same value in the hero tracker table, the player must always place the card in the collection where Jarvis can make the most points. Okay. So let's score for myself first. So scoring for every collection in your gaming area with 3 comic book cards or more for a certain hero. Let me grab the scoring here. Okay. So say that's me. So collection size. Oops, this ended up going to a different page. Okay. Collection size. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just double check nothing was hidden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 16 right now. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Iron Man. That's 12. And then this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Hulk. It's 10 points. Okay. And then collection variety. The more collections you have for different heroes, the more victory points you will receive. See the varied collections table on the Comic Hunters board. Okay, so I have 3, so I get 5 points. Secret Stash, I'm at 5. And then the first highlight, I think I just get whatever is on the track, I think. For each, follow the guidelines below, depending on the number of players. 15 for first, 8 for second. Oh, it's a race. Okay, so we don't get specifically the points here. Oh boy. Okay. So I'm first here, so I do get 15. And then here I am getting 8. And the third highlight, we're tied. Add up the points of the place in question with the points of the place immediately below and divide by the number of players tied, rounding it down. So highlights tied. I guess it's going to be divided by 2. So everybody will get those 2 points. So add up the points of the place in question. So what, is that going to be 12? Okay. 12 with the points of the place below. So on the third track, 13, 13, 3. It's a little bit confusing because I'm not sure what it means. Add up the points of the place in question with the points of the place immediately below. So it will be 15 because we're both vying for first place, divided by 2. I'm not too certain. I'm just gonna say we don't get points. Neither of us will get points. Just to compare the points all together. So let's look at the adding of these. So we have 16 plus 12 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 15 plus 8 is 71. And then Jarvis would have gotten, and that's where it's going to be crazy, because I think Jarvis has way too many, way too many cards, but let's see how they do it. So it says, during the game, the comic book cards that go to Jarvis's collection must meet the criteria of higher value. Cards with 2 or more hero icons must go to the hero collection with the highest value, okay? If the heroes present on the card have the same, the player must always place the card in the collection where Jarvis can make the most. I don't think there's any way I can, yeah, I don't think there's any way for me to win. I mean, is this normal? I hope I played right. Like, these are all the cards. I'm guessing, they might still have to discard some cards. But anyway, let's put Iron Man first, because that's what they will prioritize, as the top collection. That's Iron Man. And then they're going to do Captain America. Okay. Hulk. And then it would be, I guess, Black Panther, but I mean Doctor Strange. But I'm confused because there's gonna be a tie. Uh okay, if they have the same value in the hero tracker table, player must always place the card in the collection that makes the most sense. Okay. Alright, so let's see. We'll do the Doctor Strange first. And then we have Black Widow. Okay, and then we have Spider-Man, which is like that. All right, so they're gonna have a ton. They have at least 3 for all of them, which is interesting. So collection size, yeah, they're gonna blow me out of the water with this one. I don't know how I would have competed with this. This kind of makes me feel like I played for nothing because they're gonna have so many points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They get 12 points to start. 12. And then for Captain America, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They get 10. Hulk, 1, 2, 3, 4. They get 5. Doctor Strange, 1, 2, 3, 4. They get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 16. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spider-Man. 16. I don't know if they discard. That's crazy. During the, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna have to get some clarification on that, on how Jarvis scores. Because you would think they should need to also discard though. If you know the answer, let me know in the comments. Because I'm not sure. And then they also have a secret stash point of 13. Collection variety, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 20 points. First highlight, they will get 15 points. Oh wait, first highlight they get 8 points. And then 15 for the second one. And then 0 here. Yeah, so let's add those up. And they're gonna definitely have 1. So it's gonna be 12 plus 10. plus 5 plus 4 plus 16 plus 16 plus 20 plus 13 plus 8 plus 15. 119 versus my 71 points. Gosh, that was a tough one. So this was the final score. I'm not sure if I did it right. I'm having doubts here. Jarvis can start a collection with just one comic book card. The comic book acquired by Jarvis goes straight to his collection without having to pay the market value. Yeah, they don't have to pay the market value. And the tokens on the highlight track should be updated as soon as this happens. Oh, this is tough. I don't know about you guys. That is rough. Boy. All right. Well, that was my solo playthrough of Comic Hunters. Thank you again to Noble Knight Games for sponsoring this video. Let me know how you guys do in solo. Is my score just extremely low? Did I play terribly? Not sure, but this was very fun. I have to say I didn't have the highest expectations on how this would play solo. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. All right. Well, if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. A like or comment is always appreciated as well. And always appreciate the channel members that support the channel every month. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, definitely check out the link in my description. I do post a little bit on the community tab of my channel with some more, I guess, like personal posts, like what I do with my weekends, how I spend my holidays. So you get to know a little bit about me. I'm also on Blue Sky and Instagram and Thread, so you could check my handles there in the description as well. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're doing well. Bye.